Hey guys, we have to talk about Iceland again. It's rumbling in many places, but it's rumbling underneath a volcano that is probably waking up. And I'm doing the intro here because I wanted you to see what's behind me. Isn't that amazing, guys? But let's talk about that volcano. It's been rumbling, and it not only is it rumbling with earthquakes, it only has this land rise. And we know what that means. So not only the Reykjanes Peninsula has woken up from dormancy, this guy is awake now as well. And it has never erupted since Iceland has been settled. So this is something new as well. So we need to talk about it. There was just another large earthquake above 3. So let's have a look at the current earthquake lists, and that gives you a good overview. It's still windy here. Let's look at that's whole Iceland here first. So you see all the earthquakes. The red dots are the most recent ones, but you know, the last 3 to 4 days, this is what's of interest for us here, and that's what we want to look at. And there you see there's quite a few, but then you see quite in the middle of Iceland, you see the dots, and that is Hofsjoekull. That is what we need to talk about today. And I have a more specific map of the area here where you see the earthquakes, where they really happened, and they're right underneath the glacier. And guys, look at this. Is this not amazing? And this has volcanic origin as well. I'm planning to make a video about this as well. But you know, the situation in Iceland with that volcano that is covered up with a glacier, and that seems to be waking up. It is even declared as active. So if you look at the map of Iceland, like whole Iceland, where they list the active volcanoes, it's on there. It is declared green, right? It's not in any alert state, any other color code, but it's not dormant anymore. So guys, this light is weird. I mean, my computer is making me yellow for some reason. But look at the skies behind me. So even without a current volcanic eruption, I mean, Iceland remains very, very interesting for us from just geoscientific point of view, with all these earthquakes and everything that is going on, because there is still a lot of earthquake activity underneath Iceland, like everywhere. I just showed you the map of whole Iceland, and you know, the earthquake activity is triggered in many places by a ground uplift, by a land rise. And I'm just so amazed by this scenery. Guys, I just came out of the shower. I haven't even brushed my hair yet, so don't look at that. It's just, but I saw this sky and I felt I need to do my video here. You need to see this, guys. Although my computer makes my teeth yellow because the screen is on. I have my laptop in front of me, but whatever, it doesn't matter. So the Icelandic Meteorological Office has registered roughly 130 earthquakes, so-called seismic events in the last 48 hours. That's a lot. And the strongest quake is in the 3 range, 2.8, 3.1. That is under the northwest edge of Hofsjökull glacier. That's the white point you see on the Icelandic earthquake map that I'm showing you right here. So there were many tremors. One earthquake had the magnitude of 2.3. There were also 3 weaker tremors, but also tremors in the 3 range. And all the earthquakes, all the epicenters of these earthquakes happened at shallow depth. So not very deep, only 2 to 3 kilometers deep. And why am I thinking that this is alerting right now? We need to look at the last few months or even years. And if we put this in perspective, then we can see how the activity underneath that glacier, the volcano underneath, how that has intensified. And I want to show you that chart here. I think that makes it pretty clear how you see how the curve goes up. And just in the recent month, there has been a significant increase in these earthquakes under Hofsjoekull. So this year, already more than 110 earthquakes underneath just this one spot. And in December alone, they have seen more earthquakes than in a whole year before the year 2020. So usually they had like fewer than 10 earthquakes per year. And then the activity was going up a little bit since 2020. The earthquake activity has reached and has been doubled compared to last year right now. So that's a significant increase. And the geoscientists that are present in Iceland, that work in Iceland for the University of Iceland and the Icelandic Meteorological Office, they suspect that the Hofsjökull caldera could slowly come to life and now accelerating this coming to life. And of course, again, it is unclear how long it will take for that glacier volcano, so to speak, to wake up. We don't know. It could blow at any minute, or it could take more months, more years. But what we see, it's increasing. And we've seen how quickly things escalated on the Reykjanes Peninsula. In the last 10,000 years, Hofsjökull did have 5 eruptions, but none of these eruptions happened when there were people on Iceland, when there were settlements. So no Icelandic person, past and present, has ever experienced that volcano erupting. And they don't even know that it exists for such a long time. They only discovered this in the 1970s. Guys, it's getting a little bit cold, but I don't want to leave. I still want you to be able to see this beautiful, beautiful scenery. So I'm freezing a little bit, but it's okay. We'll cut this short. But as I said, whole Iceland, there were other earthquakes in other regions in Iceland that we should have a look at, and especially the Vatnajökull area. There's Bardarbunga, and Askja's not far away. There's many earthquakes underneath this huge glacial area. You see that huge white area, and we know if magma mixes with water or with ice and snow, it can get very, very explosive. Many earthquakes underneath the neighboring Vatnajökull glacier, and we have seen the earthquakes in the 5 ranges underneath the volcanoes that are in this Vatnajökull area. Underneath Bardarbunga, there is Hamarin, there's Grimsvatn. They're hidden beneath the ice, but they're there and they're massive. So we have seen earthquakes at all these 3 caldera volcanoes just recently. And for example, at Grimsvatn, which is something we should also follow and look at the GPS sensors that they have placed there to monitor that thing, they are registering again a not slow, a rapid land rise. And if you're following what's been going on the Reykjanes Peninsula, land rise means a magma chamber is filling up, magma's rising to the top. And if this magma chamber reaches the maximum capacity, we will see an eruption. So these GPS measurements suggest that there was a land rise of 10 centimeters since the beginning of November, but there is still some doubt, or it's still unclear whether these measurements are correct. So there is still some doubt. So they have seen it many times before that some measurements were incorrect. There are currently no statements from any official entities to whether this is really happening or not, but the earthquakes are telling a story, right? So it would match the land rise. And of course, the land is rising again underneath Hofsjoekull on the Reykjanes Peninsula. We will see the next eruption there with pretty much, how will you say, security, pretty sure, whatever. We can be pretty sure that there will be another eruption. There were 56 quakes in the past 2 days. But what is noticeable, there's an earthquake swarm at the Krisovik system. That goes right into the Bluffjell ski area. That can send lava flows towards the outskirts of Reykjavik. It has done so in the very, very far past. That's why many volcanologists have said, well, you should start considering building defense walls around other places, not only Grindavik and Hofsjökull. Good thing is, for right now, there is no land rise, so that is good. And we've also seen a lot of earthquakes underneath the Bluffjell ski area last year. But if something erupted there, it goes downhill. It can go downhill towards some outskirts of Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. But we do continuously see these earthquakes there. And then Fagradalsfjall, we have to talk about Fagradalsfjall. This was the first of these eruption series that started basically in 2021 on the Reykjanes Peninsula. It started out with Fagradalsfjall. We have significant earthquake activity again at Fagradalsfjall. So what is happening? Is everything escalating? Of course, right now, the earthquake activity in the Sutnuka crater series remains low because we've just seen an eruption there. The eruption has just ended and now my computer has gone off. I need that light. But as I said, the land is constantly rising there. And now this light is really great. It's getting dark and you see the dark circles around my eyes because I'm not sleeping very well at the moment because of Apollo. He has problems. He's gurgling a lot at night. The side effects are kicking in. So I see them getting bigger every night. I can't help it, guys. So you have to deal with that, especially with that light. So, but I'm trying to finish my video outside. How is the land rising underneath Hofsjökull? So it seems right now the ground uplift, the land rise is also lifting up and shifting in the western direction. So the measuring station has come back with results since early December. That is already rising, or has already risen back 6 centimeters. And another station came back and said 9 centimeters since early December. So probably way more right now. And the last measuring station that said 9 centimeters is located west of Hofsjökull, towards Eldvörp. That's another volcanic system. That's west of Grindavik, basically. So there were speculations. Well, is the eruption system at the Sutnuka crater series ending? Is it shifting to the west? Is Eldvörp now waking up? Right now, we don't see any signs of that. But if it's shifting, who knows? This volcano is good for everything. But it is definitely confirmed by the authorities that there is a westward shift. So we have to wait and see what that really means. For now, we cannot say if that will have an impact on the location of the next eruption. Probably not of the next eruption, but maybe down the road, because this seems to remain active for quite a long time. So we will see eruptions there. Scientists say could last decades, could last centuries. So for now, we don't hear any voices anymore that this is ending anytime soon. So we need to keep an eye on Iceland, guys. And for all of you who are following my series, Traveling in an RV to Save My Dog, Kimber has been back last night. So I have a video, Kimber part 2. And if you haven't seen part 1, you should. Check out my playlist on my channel, Traveling in an RV to Save My Dog's Life. There you'll find these videos, but I'll put part 2 and part 1 in the end screen here as well. It's not volcanic, but at least it's happening in a volcanic area with these mountains behind me. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your heartfelt messages and prayers for Apollo and your support here with the supers and the coffees. You are making this possible that my dog is still alive, guys. So I'm very, very grateful. My heart goes out to you, and It's getting dark. I need to get inside. I don't feel my hand anymore. I'm holding the cell phone. I don't even brought my tripod because this was spontaneous. So it's really cold. I don't feel it anymore, but I hope you enjoyed that scenery, the sun going down. I was just amazed, guys. I shut up. Bye bye.